Hey tennis players, it's Coach Jeff here. I wanted to take a second and look at Alexander Zverev's serve problem. I want to thank the tennis shop for this video footage. They were out there and were nice enough to let me borrow it. So thank you to the tennis shop here in Little Rock, Arkansas. So statistically, there's not a lot that's wrong with Zverev's serve, other than the fact that he's 6'6" and it's not as dominant as it should be. But when you look at last year, say a comparable player, Daniil Medvedev, he had about 60 more double faults than Daniil Medvedev, and that goes, in line with how much they played as well. But I think for Zverev, the key issue is really when those double faults happen, and they have a tendency to happen at very inopportune times for him, and usually break points or just tight situations where we see his serve go away a little bit, and then that always raises the flag of timing issues, and we want to look for inefficiencies. And when I look at Alexander Zverev's serve, I see a lot of fundamental solids. We see a continental grip. Sorry, let me back it up here. See a continental grip. We see his palm down, passing over his head. We see separation of body segments. See a lot of positives. The racket dip really well. He uses these body segments links really well. So I can't find anything huge fundamentally other than one thing, which is really just his toss height, which I hear talked about, but not enough. And it's something we could learn just to lower our own tosses. But basically, if we did a rough calculation here, contact points about, racket's 27 inches, contact points about 16 inches out of your outstretched hand. So we'll use that as a guide here to try to measure his ball toss height. And let's see how high it gets here. So there's one 16-incher. It keeps going, and it'll clear another 16 inches here, so that's 32, and it gets about halfway up a third one. So we're calling it about 40 inches on his serve. So the question is, how fast is that ball going to be falling through that little contact point on the way down? And that answer is about 14.5 feet per second. So just imagine how quick that is, 14.5 feet per second, trying to time it. So that's the timing involved with him trying to swing at that ball. And just for comparison, we use Rafael Nadal, for example, who I don't think anyone considers to have a high toss, but just kind of a moderate toss. And by the way, a lot of people, there is a pretty proven method in theory that the ball falling slightly can help you get some spin on your second serve. So it's not necessarily bad, in my opinion, to be a little bit outside of your hitting zone. But anyways, Rafael Nadal here, we see is about 16 inches. So I use the same guide. So that's how much it's out of his contact, and I'll just show you his contact point here is what I used as a guide. So he's about 16 inches out of his above his contact point. And so that's going to come out to say about 9 feet per second. So it's a pretty significant difference when you think about it, trying to time a 9-foot drop per second versus almost 14.5 foot drop per second. So anyways, my opinion, looking at Alexander Zverev's serve and everything going on, that's really the only thing I can imagine that could have the problems, that could help with the problems that he's having, which is really those crucial double faults at bad times, with that 14.5 feet per second dropping time that just makes the timing really tough. So anyways, thanks for watching, and if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, thanks so much. Bye.